Hey everybody, welcome to the management simulation. This is an internal hack for the project manager driving the simulation and for the team as well on how to do case studies, how can you benefit for them, what's in it for you. So first of all, let's quickly clear why we do case studies. The answer is simple. What we do is you have to understand where the industry is going. First of all, industry needs problem solvers. You can only solve problems when you know the business. So knowledge is key. The industry is moving at such an accelerated pace. If you do not know the customer's business, you will not be relevant at all, which is the reason we have an approach called the case study approach that has been used by Harvard Business School for years that solves this issue so that whatever knowledge you have, whatever experience you have, doesn't matter. We will help you think differently and align you how businesses want to interact with you and how you should interact with businesses. So, long story short, there's a lot of change happening in the industry. So, look at what's happened due to Uber. Look at Facebook, which doesn't generate content, but it is the biggest content company today. Or Airbnb, which is the largest accommodation provider, and they own no real estate. Now, why is this happening? Because the world is rapidly changing from one age to the other. So let me clarify. There are three ages. There's an industrial age, then came the information age, and now we are in the digital age. You need to understand the differences. The first is in the industrial age, it took a lot of manpower to really create a product. In the information age, it became simpler. But now in the digital age, after the internet era, whatever needs to be automated will be automated. And that is the reason if everything's automated, what's the requirement out of you? If AI, robots, and chatbots can do a lot of the work, why does the industry need you? The industry is only going to need you only and really only if you are a problem solver. And what kind of problems would you solve? You'll solve people, process, technology issues. As the world goes digital, we have got a slide here, guys, from McKinsey. Um, it is too detailed, but it basically shows where the digitization is happening. What you need to know is oil and gas, utilities, chemicals, manufacturing, mining, real estate, government, healthcare, hospitality, construction, and agriculture. These are the industries which is going through a massive transformation. Anything, any company that is looking at these sectors for modernization, automation is where the new jobs are. Period. What kind of jobs are there? 3D printed housing, robots, connected cars, virtual reality and augmented reality, drones, connected appliances. So, what's in it for you? The answer is you've got to connect the dots and understand problems. And you can only do that with a case study approach. Understand what's the business case. Why should the company bother about you? Why should the company talk to you? What's the benefit? And the last piece is to be relevant in the industry by gaining that knowledge. And if you don't in the digital age, then you got to really enjoy being in the 80s. So, what do you need to do when you are going through a case study? The person who is going to do the case study is from the corporate industry. They are good, but not really so good. It is new for them too. We use a model called CCAP. If you are given a company by your project manager, what you simply have to do is go through the CCAP model, which means C stands for the committee. Who is the owners of the company? What is their board members consisting of? Um, who are their employees? Find them out. That is what committee means. The second is who are their customers. Very important, because if you do not know who their customers are, what kind of problems are they solving? Third is the about page. And you should actually go and look at the about page first. And the last point is the product. Once somebody gives you the name of a company, always remember our business is all about startups and small businesses. Do not go higher than that. Do not go to big companies. Do not go to medium companies. Only look at startups. So when you prepare, remember you have to get into the habit of understanding the CCAP model and get a mental frame of how the company looks like, what do they do day in, day out. The person doing the case study is going to require a couple of things from you. First is professionalism, right? Second is the person is going to ensure that everybody is involved. If the person is not involving people in the correct way, you should step up and then say, let me set the tone right. I think we should follow a very structured process. And second is that when we are doing this, let us take 3 passes exactly just like the same pass that we created, which means there are 3 questions that needs to be answered, but let us go around the room in the same way every time. Everybody should have a time limit, and if you're the moderator, you should say, look, I think 3 minutes is gone. You need to let's move on to the next person so everybody gets a chance. Be very polite. Do not look aggressive. Regarding the activity, be very patient, because the person does not really know what blindness is or what disability is. Explain to them that it takes a couple of minutes to mute and unmute your phones. Third is, when you talk, ensure that you speak right to the point. If you are giving an answer, don't be long-winded. If you cannot, be succinct and say, this is what I understand and this is what I don't, which is fine. At the end, what you should be doing is to collaborate with the person who's conducting the case study. It is very vital that you do that. Why? Because it's a brainstorming session. Somebody might know the case study better than you, but that doesn't mean you should not be participating. It is the goal of the project manager to ensure that the person who is conducting the case study involves and gets the best brainstorming out of this session. People need to accept the person who's doing the case study as the leader, that he cares, he understands, and is looking for the person's benefit. If there isn't something like this, there is no chemistry. So run the model extremely well. Do not take more than 60 minutes. You can go over a little bit more, but it should not. One last thing. At the end, the person who is doing the case study has to quantify the problem. If they are not quantifying the problem when you meet the customer, it's not going to work. Okay? Take care, guys.